Hey, how you doing today? My name is Relly and thank you so much for stopping by. Today, I'm going to show you how to find all three of the different dragons and where to look for them. We're not going to be looking at the light dragon today. It's just going to be the three main dragons, Dinraal, Farosh, and Naydra. First off, let's go ahead and look for Dinraal. Over here in the northeast around Death Mountain, this is where you're going to see Dinraal. And so if you check it out right here, I'll put the path up on the screen. Essentially, what's going to happen is Dinraal is going to come up and out of this chasm here near the Akala Highlands, come up and around this way, come around the backside of Death Mountain, come all the way over towards this Skyview Tower, and then ultimately end up here in this chasm. Dinraal's then going to go underground from this chasm, kind of come up and around, come around the top area, and then eventually come down and around to this chasm. So in order to find the dragons as quickly and easily as possible, ideally what we're trying to do is set ourselves up in positions where we're going to be able to see as much of their route as possible. Where is the best place to look for Dinraal? So you should actually head over to the Skyview Tower here up in the Akala Sky, the Gikaku Shrine. All right, so from here, we can come around to the back side of the shrine, and Dinraal runs a very straight path, but it's just a very long one with 22 minutes and 30 seconds above ground and roughly 24 minutes and 45 seconds below ground. So it's the longest path in terms of time and how long it takes this dragon to complete a full cycle. So at this point, it would be pretty hard to see Dinraal unless you knew exactly what you were looking for or where you were looking. So that's why I wanted to show this sped up. So if you cannot find Dinraal from the top of over here from the Giku Shrine, another spot, like let's say it's just too far away or whatever else, you can go ahead and fast travel over to the top of Death Mountain over here at the Sitsum Shrine, and then kind of look to the north. So from the shrine, you can head over to the backside, look to the north, and there we go. If you're wondering what is the best dragon part 2 farm or what do the different parts and pieces do, let me tell you. The dragon scales will give 16 fuse attack power. The spikes will give 16 fuse attack power. The dragon claws will give 18 fuse attack power. Dragon fangs will give you 20 fuse attack power. The dragon horns will give 26 fuse attack power, and it will also give you whatever element that dragon has. So Dinraal will give you 26 fuse attack power, plus it'll give your weapons fire. Naydra will give your weapons frost, and Farosh will give you your weapons lightning. So if you look across this way, Dinraal starts getting too far away, or it's just hard to see, whatever, you can also head over here to the Typhlio Ruins Skyview Tower. This spot is a little bit less helpful, but you can just do a quick check here to see if you see Dinraal. Dinraal will come over here from the back side of the tower and then make his way, her way across the sky all the way over this way to where there is a chasm. So from this tower, you could probably, fastest way is probably launch your way into the air and then dive into the chasm, because a lot of times you'll notice that the dragons, they spend a decent amount of time just ascending and descending from the chasms, and you can't really see them anywhere when they're in those holes. So sometimes you might have to go check in there. From this light route, I like to run out here over to this hill, and I like to set a pin, usually if not here, then maybe a little bit further back, just in that way I know that I'm looking in the right direction. And if we look over this way, there you go, there's Dinraal, and you can see that he takes this path going that way, coming around the back side of here, and then we'll kind of come around this way. So that's quite a bit of the pathing, and then sometimes you can't see him once he gets, or her rather, once she gets around this big rock. I want to show you exactly what this path is going to end up looking like. Over this way, she's going to end up heading towards this chasm. Next up, I'm going to show you how to find Naydra, which is going to be the fastest way to find her is right here at the Mount Lanayru Skyview Tower. This is the ice dragon. So the very first thing we want to do is well, make sure we're wearing the correct clothing. You're gonna need some cold resist because sometimes it snows up here in the mountains. We're gonna make our way to the back side of the tower. And then from here, usually from this corner, there's a couple of different places to look. So first off, the dragon is going to come out of this chasm here, head south around Hateno Village, right next to this tower here, the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab. Come around the back side of it. Come up right in between these two mountain passes. So from where we're at now, we're going to be able to see all the way south until the dragon makes its way around this mountain pass, and then it's going to break its line of sight with us there. So that's what we're going to be looking for. So the pins you're going to want to set are going to be right here, probably just outside of the Hateno Tech Lab, and then right about here, right next to the mountain. Let's take a look at this whole path. So that way you know exactly where to look. They spend about 17.5 minutes above ground and only 11 minutes below ground. I personally found this dragon to be the easiest dragon to find. So now you can kind of see we're losing the dragon a little bit. That's right where I told you. Around here is where the dragon goes around the corner, and we're very soon we're about to break our line of sight. Once that happens, then where do you go? Like if you don't see the dragon coming out of that hole or right there, the next best spot from central Hyrule, it's south and east a little bit. This is the Skyview Tower we're going to. Head around to the back right side of it. We're just gonna head around to the back right side of it, and over here at this corner we can look over. Am I looking in the right direction? I'm in the looking at the complete wrong direction. We look out in the distance. Oh, there we go. A little ways away. So the dragon just spawned out of the sky. So now we'll drop a pin on the dragon so you get an idea of where we're looking. And you're going to see this dragon for pretty much the entire rest of the way that it's above ground. And then Naydra will just calmly make her way down into the chasm, in which case we'll need to go find her underground. So to make this a little bit easier, what we can do is we can drop a couple of pins at roughly the areas where we're expecting our little dragon buddy to go. So here you can see her come down into the chasm, into the depths, right in front of the shrine. So if I immediately don't see Naydra right here, I'll climb up this cliff, and there are some really good view spots from right here once she makes her way around the backside of this cliff. So once she's on the other side of this here, probably the next best spot to be is probably this shrine. So from here, we look super hard to the right and just peek out just a little bit. Look at her. Majestic and beautiful. Easy to find if you know what you're looking for, right? The dragon parts can also be used to upgrade a couple of different pieces of equipment. For example, the Fierce Deity armor upgrade is going to require different pieces of dragon scales and shards and different things like that. So you're going to need Dinraal's scale, claw, Dinraal's fang, and also Dinraal's horn to upgrade the Fierce Deity mask. You're going to need Naydra's scale, claw, fang, and horn for the Fierce Deity armor, and for the Fierce Deity boots you're going to need Farosh's scale, claw, fang, and horn. So it's going to be important to get these things. The other piece that is going to need all the different dragon parts is the wild armor set. So there you go. Next up, we're going to be looking at Farosh. So from central Hyrule, we're going to go south and west over to the Gerudo Canyon Skyview Tower. This is my favorite spot for looking for Farosh, because we're going to see a ton of different spots, like all right from here. All right, so once we get to the Skyview Tower, go ahead and launch yourself up into the air, and just like before, it's important to really know the route that the dragons are going to be taking. So let's go ahead and pull up the map. So this one, Farosh is going to come up out of this chasm here, come around and stay kind of low to the ground, and follow this canyon here, come around here, come right in front of this tower. Oh, it's not a tower, shrine, and then come across and beeline over towards this chasm here. Farosh will then go underground, follow this wall here, come through here, up this way, kind of by this green pin, go straight over to where this yellow flag is, come around the bottom side of here, and then eventually over towards where the chasm is. As long as we place our pins in the right spot, we're going to want one here, and then also one probably about here, so we can get an idea of, okay, looking around here and then at these two locations. So there's a chasm, not so much from right now, going around directly below me, and then coming up, looking at this spot, and then, oh, there we go, found her. So let's put a better pin down so you can see where it is. Okay, there we go. It's just a little bit further away from there. So she's gonna head over this way, and then ultimately over towards, kind of going at an angle over towards, where's her other pin? That way. Is that the right spot? Yeah, I kind of know what I'm talking about, believe it or not. So it can be a little bit hard to see that far with the clouds in the way. So if you don't see Farosh the electric dragon over in the canyons and over this way just because weather's bad or whatever, we're gonna go from central Hyrule almost directly south. Over here is the Poplia Foothills Skyview Tower, and then we're gonna look over towards the west. So we're gonna head over to the left, and I run all the way over to this this little hill. It's not too far of a jaunt, and so we know that Farosh is gonna go inside of this chasm. And if you set your pins right and you know which way to look, we're gonna look kind of over to the left, and there we go. And then just as a reminder, there are 5 different things that you can farm dragons for, and that is the dragon scales, dragon spikes, dragon fangs, dragon horns, and dragon claws. What's nice is the dragon spikes, you can get a bunch of them when you ride on the dragon and just kind of run up and down their backs. But the scales, fangs, horns, and claws, there is a timer for the different dragon parts, and it will take 10 minutes before you're able to get a second part from the dragon after you get the first one. So you'll know when there's a cooldown because you'll see the dragon and it will have a glow that kind of pulsates and lets you know that you're waiting before you can get another dragon part. So for Farosh, if you look up in the sky, you already checked the Skyview Tower. Farosh isn't in the canyon. Farosh isn't above ground over here. The next best place to look is underground, right here at the Sitsum Light Route. From here, you're going to see most of the underground area. So again, what's going to happen is Farosh is going to dive down through this chasm, come around here, follow the Lake Hylia, and then come straight towards us. So basically I need to turn exactly around, and then it's going to come up this way. So if I look over this way, this area right here, we're gonna see something like most of Farosh's underground path. So, and just to make sure we're looking in the right direction, I like to put a pin out wherever it is I'm looking. And so I don't see Farosh out there. Haha. No, you see that tail poking out? Look at that. right over top of that mushroom. And she's gonna make her way directly towards us for pretty much the whole rest of the way. So probably right about here, she's gonna beeline directly towards us. And if you want to find the light dragon, I don't want to spoil too much for you. So the best way forward would be to find all of the tiers on the map and following the Impa quest line. If you do that, it will make it way easier to find the light dragon. That's why I didn't want to put it in this video, because you can make getting to the light dragon super easy if you just do that. And then Farosh will ascend through the chasm and then continue the journey through the canyon and around. So that is it for Farosh. And did you know that dragon parts can actually be used in a way that is helpful for Zonite builds? If you didn't already know that, go ahead and click the video down in the description below, because this is really cool. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the like button, maybe even subscribe, or better yet, just watch another video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. My name is Relia, and I'll talk to you again more real soon. Thanks. Bye.